have a huge problem in terms of leadership. They have a very, very poor idea of what sort of club they want to be. It's a huge mess, and it's loads of different contributing factors. I think it is understandable to me why they parted ways with Ange Postecoglou, but the Thomas Frank tenure went on for far too long, and a change should have been made earlier. And now they're in an absolute mess, and that Igor Tudor, I think, is there because they had his phone number rather than they knew he was a good fit for this squad right now. So I'm sorry, Tottenham Hotspur fans. Good luck.
Just at the wit's end in terms of how the club's being run. Who said he was going to be the magic formula? I really worry for them. I really worry for the situation because the malaise is deep here. I don't see how they get out of it.
Tottenham tensions now to Tottenham Hotspur because Andy Dunn in the Sunday Mirror, his column says call for 79-year-old Harry Redknapp to save Spurs is not so laughable after bizarre move for Tudor. There it is. But then Tottenham in the Championship would not be a catastrophe. Carl, wouldn't it?
It'd be a catastrophe if Tottenham in the Championship. Even the colloquial sort of that stadium where Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar and other huge global acts will be in the Championship. It'd be a sight. Tottenham Hotspur are the 9th richest club in world football. They've got the 7th highest wage bill in the Premier League. This is catastrophic underperformance. I have no idea if they get relegated, but what I will say is West Ham and Nottingham Forest tend to have a little bit of momentum, whereas Tottenham Hotspur right now have none.
Yeah, and I do also like the quote from Ali Rudd in The Times, where she said, I don't want to boast, but I honestly believe that I could have been made interim manager at Spurs, lost my first 3 games and then declared, well, I saw something. I saw something positive. And Spurs fans probably feel the same. But, I mean, I don't recommend doing this, but I actually went back and watched every single goal that Tottenham have conceded going back to last summer, even back to last May. Wow. And there is a common theme there of not taking responsibility. Perfectly capable, in theory, international defenders not taking responsibility. Midfielders not tracking runners. Leaving players on the edge of the box completely free. The pass coming into them unchallenged, untracked, not closing down spaces, allowing that player to shoot. And funnily enough, quite often it goes in the back of the net. And I look back to the final game of last season in the Premier League when Tottenham lost 4-1 at home to Brighton and Diego Gomez scored from 25 yards out. Fabulous goal, curling effort, not closed down. Every single starter from that starting 11 for Tottenham that day and all 5 subs who came off the bench were there this season as well. And only in January did Brennan Johnson go to Crystal Palace, but he played for them too. And in terms of strengthening in the summer, they brought in, most notably, Kudus, who scored 2 Premier League goals before being injured in January. So they haven't strengthened in the way that Manchester United, who finishes 2 places above them, did strengthen, with the likes of Mbeumo, with the goalkeeper Lamens, who came in belatedly, with Šeško, who's now really starting to bear fruit. Cunha, of course, hit the ground running from the Premier League. They strengthened. Tottenham haven't, and you could imagine Ange Postecoglou sitting here going, well, yeah, we finished 17th last season, and look at the lack of relative strengthening. It has to be said that injuries have played a part. With Maddison, I think it was a massive loss, missing the entire season, Kulusevski too. But in terms of that personal responsibility, the goals they conceded all have a common theme, and that is players themselves who are perfectly capable of closing down, perfectly capable of stopping crosses, perfectly capable of spotting a bloke free 20 yards from goal, closing him down. They don't do it, and they're not used to being in this situation. They're used to being in the latter stages of major tournaments, and they need to switch their mentality quickly, manager or no manager.
Dom, in the Sunday Express, there is a spread with Nottingham Forest and Tottenham Hotspur with the relegation battle heating up. Clearly, Nottingham Forest have decided that they're going to go for a short-term managerial bounce after short-term managerial bounce after short-term managerial bounce. Let's see.